All right, we're moving into the second section where we're going to discuss about Docker and some of Docker's useful commands. Okay, all right, so let's head back to our terminal. Here's the terminal. This is where we left off from before. I'm going to clear my terminal. You can do it by pressing Control L or typing clear, up to you, whatever works for you guys. And the very first thing I want to make sure is that I'm working with a Docker version that is supported. Remember, the minimum version was 201010, right? So to find all that, Docker version, that's the command. And of course, I'm running 2613, right? I don't know, 6 major versions after that 201010. So this is good. This is what I'm interested in. Now, if you don't see anything typing this command, you probably don't have a healthy Docker, right? Or maybe your Docker is not running, right? So how would you try to figure out whether your Docker is running, is executing? And again, depends how you install Docker, right? How long ago you installed Docker, and so on. Docker.io contains all the different information with respect to Docker, but I'll show you a few things. For example, I'm running Docker as a service on my end. So if I type system controller and I get the status for the Docker service, I see that it's actively running. If it wasn't running, then I will be seeing disabled and so on, right? Stopped, disabled, etc. All kind of different statuses, right? So that's the very first thing I will be trying. Is this running as a service? What's going on? I'm going to press Q so we can exit the I don't know, the display mode of system controller. There is the general controller 2 command that gives you the ability to check the logs, right? So you potentially may want to use that as well. Now on my end, what I will be doing is I'm going to be showing you also another command that is available in Ubuntu, but I haven't seen it available in other systems like service status all, which is a little better. It's a little more succinct. And what you're interested in is you want to track down Docker. Here's Docker, and you have the plus right here, okay, indicating that the service is running. That's another way you can do it on Ubuntu systems. Maybe considering Ubuntu is Debian based, maybe Debian 2 has a similar command. Who knows? And again, service is a wrapper to system controller. Alrighty, so that's one. The other command that is useful to us is docker ps. Okay, docker ps is a command that indicates how many containers are currently running. That's what it's going to let us know. Okay, docker ps, how many containers are running. Now, if you want to see all the containers that are running, and those that actually have stopped one reason or another, maybe they failed because of errors, maybe they were stopped by us, by a user, you can type docker ps-a to see everything. And of course, we don't have any containers running, so that's why these commands are all uh, they just have a header, nothing else. Okay. Now, if you have containers are running, they will have container IDs, right? Now, those containers, you can take their logs by typing docker logs, and you add the container ID right after, right? You add the container ID right after. So this is going to be this CID, right? The container ID, just to give you an example, okay? Um, The other thing you can do with this command is you can continuously monitor the logs by typing -f. Those of you who are Unix, I don't know, who know Unix, they should be able to see the similarities between the tail command and this docker logs command, right? Unix has a tail. You can say -f, and you can keep following through with the logs as they happen in real time, right? All right, we're going to use this command soon enough. The last thing I would like to do is the service. All right, Docker service ls. All right, then again, there's nothing running. There's no swarm that is running. What is a swarm? A swarm is a set of services. That's what a swarm is. Think of Docker swarm as being a poor man's Kubernetes, right? It's pretty much it's an orchestration It's a containerized workload orchestration. That's what it is. So you define the service. You can say, okay, I want to run this service, and this service is composed of these many containers. And then the containers will start running. And if it so happens that one of the containers goes down, well, the service is going to pick up and try to restart it again. And it is going to keep restarting it until it is successful, right? So that's what a Docker swarm is. And a Docker service ls lists all the services that are part of the swarm. Okay? So every time you see, like in the docs server version of the remote engine, server version of the no-name platform, well, we are installing everything in a Docker swarm. That's what it means. Okay? Awesome. And that's it, pretty much. These are the most useful commands. And oh, the other thing I forgot, there's another command called watch, like this. And if you run it every 2 seconds, the command like docker service ls, which is the command that I suffixed past watch, is going to be executing, and I'm going to be seeing the output being updated in case I avoid typing the same command over and over again, right? That's what I'm avoiding with a command like watch. Super useful in my humble opinion. Up to you. Now you have to press Control C to exit, to quit, and we're back here. Right? So with this, we have concluded the useful Docker command section. Okay, so section end, guys, section end.